And I think that's about it, so we can get started. Oh, all right. So we'll start at the tops of our mats. For the purposes of online demonstration, I'll usually be in the middle, but for you, you can always start at the top of the mat. And we're just going to start with some simple hip opener kind of stretching stuff. So if you shift the weight into the left foot first, you can bend the right knee and bring it into chest. Maybe roll out the ankle a little bit. Squeeze it in. Maybe just if you need some support, you can grab onto a wall or a chair and roll out that hip, making circles with the knee. And if balance is hard, you can simply put those toes on the ground and kickstand that foot and move the knee, open, close. And switch over to the other side, so put the weight on your right foot. Take one of those variations, either pulling the knee into the chest, or you can take those knee circles, or you can kickstand the foot and move the knee from side to side, whichever you prefer, or all three. Start to open up those hips. All right, now come back to standing. And we'll just do some simple head rolls to open up the neck, warm up those muscles. So just kind of make big circles with the head. And roll to the opposite side, so reverse the order. And come back to stillness, and we'll just shrug the shoulders up and then roll them back down to roll out the shoulders. Warm up more of the neck and the shoulder area. You can reverse the direction, so maybe roll forward this time. Shoulders nice and warm. And come to stillness. And now put your hands at heart center, palms together. You can lightly close the eyes or look down towards the nose. And just take a few moments here to set your intention for today's class. So maybe you joined today because you just want to, get the day started right. You want to wake up. Maybe your intention is to be more mindful or calm. Take a moment to set that intention for your class today. Hands back down by your sides. You can open the eyes. If you're not at the top of your mat, we can meet there now for some sun salutation A. So standing in mountain pose, Tadasana, you'll inhale your arms overhead. Take the mini back bend. And exhale as you fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, place the hands on the mat, step back into high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. the first downward facing dog of class. So just take a few moments here to find some movement. Maybe pedal out the feet, move the hips from side to side. And stretch out that upper body by gently pressing the chest closer towards the thighs. Now find stillness. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Step both feet forward. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to stand, arms overhead. Take the mini back bend. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Inhale. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Again, find some movement here. We're just getting warmed up. Notice the sensations in your body. And remember to breathe. On your next inhale, look to the hands. Step both feet forward, come to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Hands overhead, mini back bend. And exhale one more time through, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to high plank, step the feet back. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale to Downward Facing Dog. From here, inhale and lift the right foot high. Bend that right leg and gently let that right foot kind of fall over to the left side to open up the hip. Exhale, set the right foot down. And do the opposite on the left side. So inhale, left leg up. Bend that left leg and slowly let it fall over to the right. Keeping both hands planted firmly on the mat. Inhale and exhale, set that left foot down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, look to the hands and step forward. Halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way to stand. Hands overhead. Grab the hands together and release the pointer fingers. Inhale nice and tall. And exhale as you bend to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale through center. Nice and tall, keeping the pointer fingers pointed towards the ceiling. Step that right foot out to the side of the mat. Inhale, release the hands for star pose. Nice and big. And exhale, bend the knees and the arms for goddess pose. Drawing the outsides of the knees towards the back of the room. And drawing the elbows together very gently. Inhale back to star pose. And now come into triangle pose on the right side. So point those right toes towards the top of the mat, back foot at 45-degree angle. Arms at parallel, push those right fingertips forward, tilt over, right hand to right shin, left fingertips high. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, look down at the foot. Step that left foot forward a little bit. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, fold over that right thigh for pyramid pose. Should feel a generous stretch in that right hamstring. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, step that left foot back, come into low lunge. Fingertips on the mat, back leg straight, chest lifted. Inhale. And exhale as you walk your fingertips over towards the side of the mat. And take a lateral lunge, bending into that right leg, left leg, nice and long. If you can get those left toes pointed up towards the ceiling, go ahead. Find your drishti, a focal point that you can look at for balance. Exhale, fingertips down on the mat again. Straighten out that right leg and come into a wide-legged forward fold. Letting the head hang. Stretching out both of the hamstrings. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, and then bend into that left leg, taking the lateral lunge on the opposite side. Hands at heart center, right leg long, toes pointed towards the ceiling. Inhale, and exhale, fingertips down on the mat. Turn over towards the left side. Take low lunge on the left. Fingertips on the mat, chest lifted. Inhale. And exhale, step that right foot forward slightly. Come into pyramid pose on the left, so take that half lift. And then slowly exhale as you fold over that left thigh. Now feeling that generous stretch in the left hamstring. Remember to breathe. Inhale, halfway lift again. Step that right foot back slightly. Come into triangle pose on the left side. Right fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Left hand resting on left shin. And now pretend there's an invisible rope in that right hand. Grab onto it and pull yourself all the way up to stand. Arms at parallel, toes pointed towards the side of the mat. Come into star pose. And exhale, bend the knees and the elbows to come into goddess. Tucking that tailbone underneath. Sink a little bit deeper on the exhale. Inhale, back to star pose. Grab the hands overhead. Inhale nice and tall. And exhale as you step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, listen, bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale through center. And exhale, release the hands to Tadasana. Very nice. All right, so from Tadasana, from your mountain pose, we're going to take triangle pose once again. So I'm going to switch sides here. So to get into triangle pose, we're going to take that left foot, step it back. Right leg is straight, toes pointed towards the front of the mat. Arms parallel, pushing those right fingertips forward, tilt over. Right hand to right shin, left fingertips high. We're just gonna hold this for a few breaths. Find the positioning for your neck that feels good. For some people, it's comfortable to look up at the fingers. Personally, I just like looking directly to the side. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, come back up to stand, and then reach those left fingertips towards the left thigh. Come into a reverse triangle. So the legs are still straight, right fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. Get a nice lateral stretch through the right side. Inhale, nice and tall, and exhale. Inhale, take a slightly deeper back bend. And now exhale, arms back out to parallel. Bend into that right leg, come into warrior two. Inhale. And exhale, extended side angle, setting that right elbow on right knee. And sending the left fingertips towards the side of the room with the bicep close to the ear. Inhale. And exhale, maybe sink just a little bit deeper into that right leg. If the knee starts to go over that ankle, that means you can probably inch those toes forward a little bit, so go ahead. Inhale. And exhale, come back to warrior two. Nice and tall, nice and strong, looking over that right middle finger. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, reverse warrior two. Bring those left fingertips to left thigh, right fingertips high. Again, you can play around with what feels good on the neck. Some people looking to the side feels good, looking up feels good. Find what works for you. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, sink just a little bit deeper. I know your right leg's probably screaming at me. I get it. And exhale, come into low lunge. And for this, if you've got blocks, this is a good time to grab them. So you can frame that right foot. Come into that low lunge, supporting yourself with the blocks. Really stretch through that left front thigh. If you're like me, your back leg might be kind of shaking at this point. Inhale and exhale, set that left knee down. We're going to come into lizard pose. So start to inch those right toes forward towards the top of the mat. So we're getting a really nice deep stretch in this front left thigh. And if you're able to, you can start working your way down towards the mat. Personally, I can't quite make it all the way down to the mat, so what I like to do is stack my blocks and set my forearms on those blocks for support. This is a really nice deep hip stretch called lizard pose. Remember to breathe when you're in this pose. It's pretty intense, so make sure you don't lose sight of your breath. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, prop yourself up a little bit. We've got an option for a modification. So you can keep regular lizard pose. If you'd like to have a deeper stretch in that right thigh, you can take your right hand and place it on the right knee and very gently start to press that right knee towards the side of the mat. So you're kind of opening up that right leg. If that's not comfortable, no worries. You can come back to either lizard pose or you can go back to low lunge. It's really up to you. If you're pressing that right knee out, you can try to twist the spine a little bit by looking up and over that right shoulder. All right, all modifications, come back to lizard or low lunge. And now everybody meet in low lunge, fingertips on the ground. We'll take an easy twist, so set those left fingertips on the mat, reach those right fingertips high. And exhale, fingertips down on the mat, step back into plank pose. And shift your right hand so it comes underneath your face and take a side plank, supporting yourself with that right hand. If you need some extra support, you can take that left foot, kind of step it forward, or you can set the right knee down on the ground. Inhale, nice and long, pressing those hips up. And exhale, come back to high plank. And exhale, set those knees down, push back into child's pose, take a break. If you'd like to grab, excuse me, one of those blocks and set it underneath the forehead, that's kind of a nice way to support the head while you're in child's pose. Inhale, come to tabletop position, hands and knees. From here, we're going to take a couple cat-cow just to kind of get some extra flexibility in the spine. So inhale as you drop the belly and look up. Exhale, round the back, look down towards the knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down, round the back. Just a few more times. Now, after your last exhale, come to a neutral spine for tabletop pose. Curl those toes underneath. Plant your hands firmly into the mat. Press those hips back for downward facing dog. Inhale. Take a minute to notice how this downward facing dog feels different from the very first one that we did. Now inhale, look to the hands. Stepping that left foot forward. We're going to come into a triangle pose on the left side. So I'm going to switch so I can face you guys. So left foot forward, left toes facing towards the top of the mat. Right foot at a 90-degree angle. Coming into triangle. Right fingertips high. Left hand on left shin. Inhale. Exhale. Again, find the position for your neck that feels good. Got a whole range to play with. Inhale, exhale. Now inhale, come up to stand. And then exhale as you tilt back, taking those right fingertips to right thigh for reverse triangle. You feel a nice stretch through the left side body. Inhale. And as you inhale, try to take a slightly bigger back bend, reaching a little bit further back. Remember to breathe. And exhale, arms out to parallel again. Bend that left leg, come into warrior two. You may need to widen the stance a little bit to send your feet a little bit further apart. Looking over those left fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale, extended side angle. Bring that left elbow to left knee, sending those right fingertips towards the side of the room, right bicep near right ear. Nice long stretch through the right side of the body. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to warrior two. And exhale, reverse warrior. Sending those left fingertips up towards the sky, reaching back for that right leg. Play around with your head, see what feels good on the neck. Inhale and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. On your next exhale, come down to low lunge. Again, grabbing those blocks if you find them useful. Framing that left foot. Getting a nice deep stretch in that front of the right thigh. Again, for me, my right thigh is kind of shaking. That tells me it's pretty active. Inhale and exhale, set that right knee down. Come into lizard pose. Again, that's inching those left toes forward towards the top of the mat. Keeping that right knee down. You can slowly start to lower yourself down towards the mat. Again, I like to stack my blocks to rest my forearms because my hips are not super flexible. I wish they were, but they're just not. And breathe here, wherever you are. While flexibility is indeed very nice, it is not the ultimate goal of yoga. It's to come to a greater peace with yourself and your body, to be present with yourself. So just be where you are, and that's totally fine. Now, if you took the knee opening option on the other side, feel free to do so now. Again, that's just taking that left hand, pressing gently on the left knee to open it up. Looking over the left shoulder. If this causes you pain, or you're like, yeah, no, that's totally fine. Just come back to either lizard pose or to a slightly less intense low lunge. You can keep the knee on the ground. And if you've got that knee modification, you can slowly release. Step that left foot back. For low lunge, once again, we'll take the easy twist. So set that right hand down on the mat, either on a block or just the mat itself. And lift those left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Inhale, twist a little bit more. And exhale, fingertips down on the mat. Step back into high plank pose. Inhale. And exhale, set that left hand underneath the face. Come into side plank on the left side. Again, you can take any of those modifications with the legs if you need some extra support. Inhale, press that right hip a little bit higher. And exhale, hands back down to the mat, high plank. Exhale, knees down, press into child's pose. Take a rest. Again, you can place that block under the forehead for extra neck support. And come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Inhale, come up to tabletop pose. Take a few more of those cat-cow motions. So inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round the back. And come to tabletop position. Curl the toes under, press back into downward facing dog. We'll only be here for a moment. Inhale. And exhale, step both feet forward. Come into halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, come into chair pose. Sitting back as if you're trying to sit in a chair, you can either have your hands reaching forward or you can extend them down along the sides with the backs of the hands pressing towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, everybody bring hands to heart center. And then exhale as you twist to the right and hook that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Take a look at your knees, see that they're mostly in line. You have a tendency to pull that right hip back. So just draw that right knee forward a little bit and twist. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, back to chair pose. Take the arm variation of your choosing. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Bring hands to heart center. Inhale nice and tall, and then on the exhale, twist to the left, hooking that right elbow on left knee. Again, checking the knees to make sure they're mostly in line. Inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale, fold forward, release the pose. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, come down to the mat. You can start in tabletop and then slowly make your way down to your belly. We're going to run through some rounds of Cobra. So placing your palms flat on the mat, kind of below the shoulder, ball of the shoulder, I guess. You support yourself there. The tops of your feet are flat on the mat, and you're looking down towards the mat. So inhale, and exhale, hold here. Then inhale as you gently lift the chest up, pressing into the tops of the feet. You're lifting your chest from those lower back muscles. Try not to press too much into the hands for support. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And exhale, come down, resting that left cheek on the mat. You can send those arms down by your sides if you wish. Inhale to prepare, come back to Cobra pose, placing the hands on the mat, tops of the feet pressing down. Inhale to lift, and hold here for a few breaths. Gently drawing the elbows in towards the ribs. Keeping your gaze towards the mat, maybe towards the top edge of the mat. Remember to breathe, inhale, lift a little bit higher. And exhale as you lower down and set that right cheek on the mat. Inhale to prepare. We're going to do Cobra one more time. So inhale and lift. And if you'd like, you can play around with gently lifting the hands off of the mat. So you're using all of the strength from your spine to lift the chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale a little bit higher. And exhale. You can place the hands on the mat in front of you and rest your forehead on your hands for crocodile pose. Now the next pose that we're going to move into is Sphinx pose. This pose is pretty big back bend. It's not as activating for the lower back muscles, but it is going to be pretty decent bend, more so than cobra. If this pinches your lower back too much, you can continue to do cobra pose, or you can honestly lay down in crocodile. That's perfectly fine too. So to get into Sphinx pose, place your forearms on the mat with your elbows underneath the shoulder. Palms flat down on the ground, arms are parallel. And then as you inhale, press through those elbows to lift the chest. And so what I'd like you to pay attention to is that your elbows are really firmly pressed into the ground, tops of the feet are pressing into the mat, so those are active as well. And try to make sure that you're not like slumping down into the shoulders. Bring those shoulders out of the ears, lengthen the spine. Your gaze can be directly in front of you or slightly down towards the ground. You'll find that this is pretty activating for those shoulder muscles. You're getting a nice back bend as well. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, try to sit or push a little bit higher. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. Come back into crocodile. Now we're going to move into dolphin push-ups. If you've got shoulder issues, you may wish to simply come into high plank or even forearm plank. But if you've got kind of like rotator cuff injuries, anything like that, the push-up motion may not be for you. Give it a try, see how it feels. To do dolphin push-ups, place your forearms on the ground, grab either elbow. That's about the distance apart that you want your arms. You can send your hands forward, either parallel, again, like Sphinx pose, or you can grab the hands together. And now come into kind of like a forearm table with your butt sticking in the air a little bit. Curl the toes and press back into like a forearm downward facing dog. Inhale, and then exhale as you come forward into forearm plank. Inhale, press back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, press back. Exhale, forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. A few more. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, go back. Hold it here for a few breaths. And exhale, come forward, lower the knees, press back into child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. So prepare, come into your forearm tabletop pose. Hands linked or at parallel with each other with palms on the ground. And press back into your forearm downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, come forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Push back and hold. Exhale, come forward. Lower the knees. Press back into a child's pose. Or downward facing dog if you're feeling up for some extra shoulder work. But child's pose is a nice resting pose. All right, we're gonna do that one more time and then we get to cool down. So come into your forearm tabletop pose to prepare. Exhale and press into forearm downward facing dog. We're gonna do 6 of these. I'm not gonna make you hold it at the end. So inhale and exhale, come forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Come immediately into child's pose. Come back to an even breath. Your shoulders just got a pretty intense workout, so congratulate yourself on that. Push yourself up to tabletop pose. Take some final cat-cow position here. So inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round the back. Inhale, look up, drop the belly. Exhale, round the back. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Come to tabletop pose. Sit back towards the heels and you can bring your feet in front of you. Send those feet long, toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Staff pose. This is also a pretty active pose. It activates those hip flexor muscles in the spine. Sit nice and tall. Now bend that left leg, bring that foot in towards the bum, knee up towards the ceiling. If you're able to, you can bring that left foot over the right knee for a deeper twist. Set that left hand behind you, send the right fingertips high, and exhale as you hug that left leg and twist to the left. Find the position for your neck that feels good. Maybe that means looking over the right shoulder, maybe looking over the left, or straight ahead of you. On the inhale, try to add a little bit of space between the vertebrae of your spine. And exhale, twist just a little bit deeper. Inhale back through center, slowly change. Replace that left foot with the right. Again, you can take that right foot, put it over the left knee for a deeper twist. Set that right hand behind you, left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hug that right leg and twist. You might be able to hear my cat. He's been wanting a lot of attention lately. Inhale, come back through center, untwist the legs if they're twisted. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, kind of like prayer pose, but for your feet. Make a kind of a diamond shape with the legs. You can grab onto the shins or the ankles. Inhale as you sit nice and tall. And before you round the spine, just lean forward with that nice, tall spine. Lean forward as far as you comfortably can without rounding the back. Inhale. And then exhale. You can round the spine, let the head fall. Come into the forward fold. And as you stay here for a few more breaths, just bring your mind back to the intention that you set for yourself for today's class. Meditate for a moment on that intention. And take a moment to thank yourself for showing up today for yourself and for others. Inhale, come back to a seated position. You can send those legs out long in front of you again for staff pose. Inhale nice and tall. And exhale, come down to your back. Bring those knees in towards the chest, lift the feet. Grab onto those feet for happy baby pose. Maybe rock from side to side to massage out that lower back that you worked during Cobra and Sphinx and all of those back bends during the standing series. You can play around with straightening one leg at a time, or maybe bringing your feet together, kind of like what we just did while sitting, but obviously you're on your back. Find stillness. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around the knees. Inhale and exhale as you lift the forehead towards the knees. Now holding here. Inhale as deep as you can. A little bit deeper. And exhale. Come into Shavasana. If you find that when you're in Shavasana, your lower back just does not feel good, you can either take those blocks or maybe a pillow or a blanket and put that underneath your knees to keep the knees slightly bent. And that'll take some of the pressure off of that lower back. While you're in Shavasana, just bring yourself back to the sensation of the breath. Really pay attention to the sensation of the breath as it enters your body and as it exits the body. Without judgment, just notice the breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring little movements to your fingers and your toes. Shake the head from side to side. Slowly roll over to the right side. And using the left hand, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes still closed or gently looking down towards the ground. Bring your hands to heart center. Start to rub the palms together to create heat. And wherever on your body needs a little TLC, send the hands there now. Bring your hands back to heart center. The teacher and the light in me sees the teacher and the light in all of you. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. This was wonderful.